Hello, dear friends and colleagues. My name is Boris Mitic. I'm guest professor at the University of Münster Professional School at the Visual Anthropology Master's level. I'm in charge of Module 6, which is about film and media production. So, no theory with me whatsoever, just practical tips and tricks on having your projects financed. I have to admit that I never went to film school, but I do teach at film schools. I've been lecturing and mentoring at over 150 film schools and industry events in the last 20 years all over the world. I'm also a film practitioner. I produce my films. Sometimes these are no budget films. Sometimes these are big, international co-productions. Always films that come from my own head and films that I do my way, and that's the basic idea of this module to inspire you to keep being you while taking advantage of the possibilities of the system in terms of financing. So I've been teaching here for 5 years, and the course is set in 5 days, 5 very intense days, which pass by very quickly. They're based on the slides that I've been developing and upgrading constantly over the years. The slides are very quick and wacky and humoristic and graphical. There's about 360 of them, and you will get them all in a single PDF at the end of the course, so you don't need to bother copying them in class. You just have to follow and kind of process them and interact as much as possible. The idea of the course is to help you come up with a to teach you how to package your projects, because it's always the same game across all the possible funds and submissions. You're always asked to respond and to provide answers to a similar set of questions. So what we focus on in this module is what I call on a core project proposal. Basically, once you set up the essence, the main elements of your project, it will be very easy for you to submit it to any grant with just a little bit of fine tuning. Also, it will help you process your thoughts along the way much better. So the advantages are double, both creative and financial. So on day one, we go through all the elements that make up like a great full project proposal. There's 16 of them. We go to them one by one with clear, precise definitions and various tips and tricks. This is also what you will be required to provide at the end of the course as a final paper, a core project proposal for a proposal of yours. It can be a real proposal that you can actually do later in life, which is actually very practical, or it can be a hypothetical one, just an exercise, which is also quite practical because the more proposals you write up, the better you become at them. So your mark in this module will consist of basically my evaluation of your core project proposal. On day one, we go through all the elements. On day two, assuming that you are quite new to the industry, I will share with you it's about resources. I will share with you all the ways and the places I gather, or you can gather, quality, up-to-date information about the industry, where about financing sources, about finding films, about possibilities and where to distribute your films, where to watch other people's films, where to learn more about filmmaking. So day 2 is about resources. Day 3 is about best practices. Then we get into the real tips and tricks. Um about we get into the we get inside the heads of the evaluators of your projects. We learn about tips and tricks and how to get in touch with filmmakers, with decision makers, how to identify them, how to also we learn from various projects which were successful but without being very promising. Like, we do some case studies of projects which were not very likely to have succeeded. And I give you all kinds of tips about pitching your projects, both individually and in an institutional environment. So basically, just like insider practical info. On day 4, we take a break from my preaching, and we invite all kinds of industry guests on Zoom, with which you can interact during half an hour, which usually extends to even more. And these are, big name players that you can finally, ask all kinds of, insider questions. And in this intimate environment, they will really give you honest answers, which is great. We've had some, Oscar-winning, Berlinale winning, Cannes selected, Sundance selected producers, filmmakers, editors, distributors, museum curators, VR practitioners, all kinds of interesting guests, usually friends of mine that I've kind of met up in the last 20 years. And finally, on day 5, we focus on balance, on a very necessary and very utopian concept of finding a balance between your private and professional lives. It's absolutely crucial to achieve this. Otherwise, all this effort and doesn't make, it feels bitter. I think enjoying it is what gives it all its meaning. And balance, like a balance of private interests, private life, professional goals, and motivation, and genuine motivation is really what keeps it, what makes it, the most Sisyphal and the most beautiful, job in the world. So that's what we do. In 5 days we go to the whole circle. Like, I usually, stay with students, for several beers after class on the lakeside or in the bars, and then I go back home and I adjust the slides for the next day lecture based on what we've had in class the previous day. It's always a great crew of very eclectic people. It's a very inspiring environment. It's a wonderful, peaceful, technically framed place to think about both great ideas, great issues about surrounding these ideas, but also in this case, on how to get it, how to get practical solutions to have them done your way, and oiled by as much financing as possible. So I hope you will share with us your experiences too, and join us, and contribute to the overall experience. And I hope to see you in the next short period soon in class and beyond class. Thank you, and all the best.